Don't touch that dial. You're tuned in to the Dread Podcast Network.
Welcome to Development Hell. For every horror movie that hits V.O.D, countless others end up D.O.A. Development Hell is the podcast dedicated to unearthing these cursed horror productions. We're going to find out what went wrong, and then decide if these titles still stand a shot at the green light. I am your host, Josh Korngut. I am the managing editor of Dread Central. I am also a filmmaker in Toronto, Canada. This podcast is a proud member of the Dread Podcast Network. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Development Hell. In honor of the sweet 16th anniversary of the first Silent Hill movie, today we are going to dig in to the yet unmade third Silent Hill film. We have a very special returning guest judge with us today. Sharai, how's it going?
Hello, thank you for having me back.
Oh my god, thank you for being here. Will you do me the favor of reintroducing yourself to the Development Hell audience?
Yes, I am Sharai of the Shenanigans and the Snacks. I write for Dread Central, where I get to bother Josh quite often. I am also co-hosting 3 podcasts now. I'm going to add one every time I come back. So I co-host A Nightmare on Fierce Street, which is my oldest horror podcast. We're turning 3 this year, or 2. I don't know the math right now.
Is that how you introduce it? You just call it my oldest podcast? I feel that's undermining a little bit.
It's the first kid. Like, she's living her life. We've let her out of the house.
She's going to college. She's going to be fine.
Like, our job is done. Like, so she's pretty much done.
Wow.
But, like, we have that one where we talk about horror through intersectional lenses, and we have a drunken good time while we do it, because therapy. I also am one of the 3 hosts of Blerdy Massacre, which my co-hosts are Zero Gravity and Brother Ghoulish. And we get to talk about blurred culture in a way that does not get spoken about ever and always. And that's been very fun. It's a new baby. Like, I think we just recorded our 6th episode. Wow. And we're bi-weekly. Yeah.
Out of the first 6, like, what would you recommend someone checking out to dip their toes?
I would definitely go for the Bad Wigs one. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's just us talking about being the first hairline of defense and talking about bad wigs we've seen in movies, and how they hurt us. And it's a good time. It's my favorite.
Wow.
We have other episodes with substance, but like, that's the one that I'm most proud of. Like, if I were to if I were to send one to the people and be like, this is what I want you to know me for, it's the bad wig puns for that one.
What came first? Dread Central articles about bad wigs or that episode?
Oh, the article for sure. Because
Origins.
Me and Jazz are always talking about bad wigs because we're always watching horror movies, and like, it's just rampant. It's a real issue. Like, it needs to be stopped. And so I'm always looking at them. And so we did that article, and I was like, but I want to talk about more. There's so many more bad wigs that are not being dealt with. Mm-hmm. And then we got this podcast, and I was like, you know what we could do, y'all? Bad wigs.
There's some bad wigs that we're going to be dealing with today.
Oh, some of these wigs are so bad, I didn't know who the actor was under them for a hot minute. And I was like, oh.
And like, their face were clear, but the wigs were so bad that you couldn't see the face. Like, you would never even notice it if you're in the same room.
It was like my brain was trying to protect me from seeing this person in this wig, so I was trying to disassociate the two.
We're talking about Carrie-Anne Moss, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Not good.
They like put that white paint on her and gave her that bad wig, and I was like, why do you hate her? What did she do to you? Is she
They hated her. She killed someone's mom.
Listen, her and Malcolm, because his wig was also...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really bad.
It was awesome.
Well, you know what? Oh, wait, so we've gotten 2. What's the third podcast?
Oh, yeah. No, I am one of the 8 rotating hosts for the Alter Tapes, which we talk about alter shorts. And if you're watching those alter shorts, then you should listen to us, because it's like speed dating a bunch of different podcast hosts. so you can accidentally find other podcasts you might want to listen to, or you might not want to listen to. Maybe you're tired of hearing me.
I mean, I love that. That's like 3 things I love at the same time. Cool creators, awesome short films, and I think a third thing we didn't mention is that it's on the Anatomy of a Scream podcast network, which was where Development Hell got its origins. So that's kind of auspicious.
Right? Like, we're finally the siblings we keep thinking we are.
I'm like the sibling lost at sea, and like I have a long beard and I have that crazy look in my eye. Like, but yeah.
You're the one that went to college, and I'm the one that's like, I don't know. I think Dirk and I can make it work.
I'm like the sibling assumed dead, and you're the one that's like has a flashlight and is coming to look for me in like the small town that doesn't exist called Silent Hill.
Oh my god!
I turned it back around and brought it all the way back. You said it already, but I want to talk more. We both work at Dread Central. That's fun. That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a good time.
What's something you've written recently that you want people to know about?
Oh my god. I feel like I peaked with my himbo article. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I've never gotten that
but
high.
It's classic. Yeah.
I've just never gotten that high again. That and the possessions that brought all the boys to the yard, I think.
Yeah, the backbone, really, of Dread Central right here. And we're not afraid to admit it. You know?
I have to get back in that moment because, like, I don't know. I was too close to the sun. And now I'm like, how do I get back there? And I lost my way.
Well, we're going to find your way today as we make our hero's journey throughout Silent Hill. And if we survive, I think we're both going to be better people for it. Today's episode, we're going to talk about a number of different things. We're going to start off with the Silent Hill game franchise. Some of you might be professionals. I know there's a lot of Silent Hill fans out there, but some of you might be a little more casual and need to know about the games. And honestly, we could use a bit of a brush up too. After that, we're going to talk about the first 2 Silent Hill films, Silent Hill 2006 and Silent Hill Revelation 2012. And that's when we're going to get to the main event, the reason you're all here, and that's the future of Silent Hill. So, Sharai, would you be comfortable, would you be okay if I gave a bit of a seminar on the Silent Hill game franchise?
Yes, please. I'm taking notes.
Okay, all right. So, Silent Hill is a Japanese series of survival horror games developed and published by the company Konami. So, the first 4 games, which are sort of the first full era for Silent Hill, you have Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and then Silent Hill 4, The Room. This was the initial group of titles created by this internal team within Konami by the name of Team Silent. So this was sort of this little group within the larger company that were full-time working on these Silent Hill titles and really came up with some interesting outside of the box, kind of non-commercial content. I believe the purpose Team Silent were always striving for was to not create something that was going to be universally successful or sold, but something that would sort of stand the test of time and kind of work as literature classics. So after those 4, we kind of opened up with developers, and some North American developers got involved, and I think maybe some Europeans as well. And we had Silent Hill Origins, Silent Hill Homecoming, Shattered Memories, Downpour, Book of Memories, and we ended off with something called PT, which was just a playable teaser for a never-released game, Silent Hills. And we have a whole episode all about that, which we did in July. If you want to check that out, it's fun. So the Silent Hill games have sold about 8.5 million copies in the universe, and that's from 2013. So I bet you they've sold more since then. That might sound super impressive, super exciting, but if I had to guess, I'd say it's probably not that much. Like, I'm betting Resident Evil and Friends, like, blow these numbers out of the water. Again, we're working with something that's a little bit more cerebral and a little less commercial. Before I, like, destroy you with so much more information, do you remember what Silent Hill games you've actually played?
Weirdly enough, I played the first 4, and that's when, like, I was removed from my system, and I was like, I'm going to catch up. And learning that, like, the other ones are not by the same people makes me kind of wonder if that was just a natural place to let it go.
I think that it absolutely is. I like, if I'm correct, I think there are, people that believe those are sort of the original. Those are sort of, like, the pure 4 compared to the rest of them.
Yeah. No,
Do you have a favorite? I'm really regret using the word pure because it always is Nazi. Like, there's never a time the word pure isn't Nazi. Do you feel that way?
right? Like, it's a word that's been taken now. Like tiki torches, we have to let it go.
Tiki Torches have to go.
Right?
Where's the
Like, we can
Tiki
go to
Torches
Tiki
movie?
Bar.
Actually, you know how they're making not a Halloween Town. What is it called? A Spirit Halloween movie.
Oh my god.
They
Are
should
they
make a
gonna just drop
Tiki
it one
Torch.
day a year? No, so as
Yeah.
a kid, I loved Silent Hill, but also I loved Resident Evil more, even though I can admit, even as a child, Silent Hill is scarier
Hmm.
and usually tighter as like an experience. But for some reason I was a Resident Evil fool. And so I would play both of them but be like, oh yeah, it's not Resident Evil. I wanna say I'm torn between 3 and 4 being my favorite. And I
Oh.
know it's a dick move because those are also the ones that had better graphics and things and the one that came out on like PlayStation 1.
Uh-huh.
But they were like mind games. Like you would think you were doing the right thing, and then it would be like, oh, we're playing with the system, we're playing with your TV, we're playing with your remote, and I'm
Oh
like,
my
what is
god.
happening?
That sounds stressful and I like it. Yeah, Silent Hill 4 The Room is not one that I've played, but I've heard a lot about, and it does sound really mind bendy.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the one that's not in Silent Hill. He's like in a room somewhere,
It's
and
like
you're
it's like in another town outside of Silent Hill, and I think are you like in an apartment building maybe?
yeah, and he's trying to get
Cool.
out, but he can't. And it might also be first person, but my memory's shaky because I'm an older 25, and so these things
Mhm.
happen,
I'm an older 25 too, just to full disclosure.
right?
Yeah. I really meant to warn people right out the gate that I don't know. I don't know you, but I'm just gonna assume that we are not truly the number one Silent Hill professionals in this universe. And I do think Silent Hill is one of those topics where people get like very territorial about it. So if you're out there and you're like, these two don't know what they're talking about, we're sorry. We just want to talk about Silent Hill because we love it. And so you must understand that. You must empathize with us.
To be
Thanks.
fair, as a child, I played a lot of Konami games because that's what Nintendo had,
Hmm.
and that's my older brother, the one I like, is was into. Because I have many older brothers, but I only bonded with one. You do the math on that.
I
Um,
mean, that sounds like good math to me.
right? I was like, not all of us were necessary, mom. And so me and my brother I liked, we would play games. And so of course I played like Contra and like Metal Gear. And so
Sweet.
when this happened, I was like, we can do survival horror and it's the same brand. Are you serious?
Yeah. I Resident Evil, I haven't played. The only game I played is the remake of the first one. I think it was like 2002.
On
And it's
GameCube?
I actually have it on my Switch. I didn't play it on GameCube, but it's pretty sweet. It looks pretty good. And if I mean, I'm a big baby, but I find it scary. But that's the only game in Resident Evil I've played. But the energy that the games and the film series give me are it's like a little bit more mask for mask than Silent Hill. Does that resonate?
Yeah, no, e- so even though I was trying to be a 100%er for Resident Evil, Silent Hill's movie was a better screen adaptation. The first one,
Well,
um, the
yeah.
first one was better than the first few Resident Evil movies because I was bitter. I think the Resident Evil
Mm,
adaptation showed me that Hollywood did not respect game creators the way they do people who write books and things
it's very
because
true.
yeah, which is sad because games had gotten so smarter. It wasn't the same as it was in the '80s, where it was like it's a stick and a ball.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we had characters, we had stories, we had things that meant things. And so to show up to Resident Evil and be like, "Who this? You kept the zombie dogs and Umbrella Corp logo, and that's it? Really?
I'm
Who's
still
this?"
waiting for the Stick in the Dog movie. When's that coming out?
Any day,
Any day.
any
We're
day.
gonna adapt it.
Resident Evil 2 was the first PlayStation game I played because my brother I speak to, um, again, he got a PlayStation 1 and he had us over because he's like, you know what I need to do? Get that house. And so he was like, I found this game. I know you're going to like it because it's scary. And I was like, what you say? And I was like, oh my God, am I running around Raccoon City? Are there zombies? And so it cemented it in my world and I had to play them in order. And I rode the Resident Evil train from PlayStation 1 to like GameCube when I think the last one I played on GameCube was Resident Evil 4. And I tried to pick it back up on Steam, but it's not the same playing it on a computer as opposed to playing it with a console and be able to pause it and see everything that's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And so I definitely really, really love them. And there was so much that could have been done. And it's not that actress' fault. She's doing what she can with what she's given every movie. Um, but I just felt that they never actually gave it a chance to be Resident Evil on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Silent Hill had her shot in that first movie, and then the second time around, they were like, "Why are we trying?"
Yeah, it's two very different journeys, both to very terrible outcomes. So RIP these franchises, but they may both have futures. Like there's still a shot both of these cinematic universes can, you know, give us something that isn't going to be terrible at some point. Do you believe that's to be true?
After what I saw, I don't know. I just
Uh,
don't know.
how do you feel about this Netflix Resident Evil series on the horizon?
I mean, I'm probably gonna like put an eyeball to it, but I'm having low expectations. They do better with the animated movies, which is weird because usually when you're gonna like get actors and things involved, you're gonna try usually, and they're like, no. But if we like pay these animators, we gotta like make sure we have a script, and I'm like, why can't you do that for both? Like,
I know. And I wish that there was even a little part of my heart that could get excited for one of these animated features, but there isn't. And that's okay. I don't have to apologize for that. Something that I find interesting is that there's some Western influences on these Japanese games that before today I actually didn't know. So I'm going to run them by you, and you're going to tell me A, if you sort of already had an inkling that these were inspirations for the games, and B, if you can see it, if you feel it, and if you respect them. Um,
ooh,
yeah. So the movie Jacob's Ladder, the movie Phantoms, Session 9, and it says Stephen King's The Mist. I don't know if that means the novel
oh,
and the film, but I definitely feel
okay. So first off, Jacob's Ladder, yes, and the
it.
Mist, hell yes.
I know. Where are you with The Mist? What is your relationship with Le
I
Mist?
I'm gonna revisit it. I put it on a streaming guide, and I've not seen it since I got the DVD out of like a Hollywood video when I was a baby.
Oh my
So I
god.
should revisit it as an adult to be like, did I really hate it or did I just not like it?
Oh my god, you are 25. Um,
Right?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters, so I'm
Oh,
33.
oh.
I love The Mist. It's so scary. It's so like, yeah, in a similar way to Silent Hill, it has a cerebral monster quality that is always just a little bit extra scary. And I hate to use the word Lovecraft. Maybe I just shouldn't, but I did already, and you kind of get what I'm saying.
Let's find a new phrase for Lovecraft.
We should
Let's
absolutely have a new phrase for Lovecraft.
um could we call it ooh
Oh, like racism space noodles. No,
ooh.
that's worse. That's
But it's
worse.
everything that is Lovecraft.
Isn't he racism space noodles? Sometimes
Right?
ocean space noodles that are
Right?
racist.
Like if he only liked black people as much as like tentacles, his whole world would have been different.
We would have had very different outcome. I think he hated Jews too, but married one. But you know what? Like
I
that's
went to
some of the most hateful things you can do to a person is marry
I,
them.
I went to grad school in Texas, and there's a lot of professors in that department who married people of color, and
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what those dinners are like. Like the
Ugh.
calls are coming from literally across the table, and you married him.
Oh God. Oh no. Praying for those people, hoping that they can find happiness, not the racist.
No,
Yeah, I also definitely feel Jacob's Ladder, although it's cringy to me. I like it's good, but I don't think it can outlive that ending, personally.
no. I think that it definitely like borrowed what it could without going to some of those places. I love when we can borrow things and it's not like outright theft because sometimes it's definitely a smash and grab.
Hmm.
But when we can borrow things to be like, how can I alter that and make it a little bit this and that? That's kind of cool, and it makes me want to like go back in and like rewatch them with thinking about Silent Hill and be like, I see you.
Speaking of mix and matching, the last Western influence on Silent Hill games apparently was the filmmaker David Lynch. His TV series Twin Peaks and a number of his films were cited as a major inspiration for Silent Hill 2 specifically. Does that make sense to you as someone that's played the game?
I'm gonna confess something I've been trying to avoid confessing.
Mm.
I've only ever seen the first episode and a half of Twin Peaks, and I've tried multiple times.
Okay. I mean, we're going to get controversially canceled, but I think
Yeah.
that's okay. I have a relationship with Twin Peaks, but I think the show itself is not watchable. I love the music, though. And is that rude? Is that douchey? Like, I have a really serious journey, relationship, origin story with the music, but I think the show's unwatchable.
I feel like it's one of those things where you had to be there in that era to have that like bond with it. And I wonder if what people are really getting at when they say they love it is that they love that it was something weird in a time where things weren't allowed to be weird.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair.
Yeah, because I can respect it for that, but I'm not going to watch it. Um,
No, I agree. And then these like douchey nerds pretending to like the third season when it came out. When things are allowed to be weird now. So this is literally just gibberish.
Right? Like, it was definitely just being weird for weird's sake. I always remember that scene with somebody just screaming in, like, a jail cell, and I'm like, oh, good sir. Make a different
That's
choice.
enough. Yeah, David Lynch. I don't get it. It's not. I don't know. But Blue Velvet belongs in the canon,
Mhm.
and so does Silent Hill 2. The two games that I've actually played are Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3.
Oh, you skipped
Yeah.
the first one.
I skipped the first one altogether. I bought the second one, was really excited. I remember bringing it home and looking at that green cover, being like, ooh. And then I was like way too scared to play it, and it took me a long time to find it again. And then they re-released it on like a really crappy Xbox 360 remaster. And it was like everyone was walking backwards. It was like impossible to play. But that is when I finally played 2 and 3. Yeah. Terrible
I love
origin
that.
story.
No.
How would you rank the first 4? Did you do it already? Do it again.
Okay. I would say, I think 3 might be my favorite, just barely beating 4.
Mm.
And 1 is my like clear third because like when I went back to play 1 because I missed it, and so I was like, oh, I'm going back for that because these are good times. There's something to be said for walking around in the blocky graphics of the PS1 in nothing but mist with a pipe.
Yeah.
Um,
So funny.
it's an experience. And then I put 2 as my fourth one, and it's only because I don't really remember her as much as I wish I could.
I mean, like, the problem with 2 is that it has a male protagonist. Why would anything have?
Ugh,
Yeah, why?
boo.
Just kidding, everybody. Do we have
I
any
just
final thoughts on the game series? Do you have anything that you need to add that is like burning your soul?
I just want to go on record as saying I couldn't admit this as a child because I was stubborn, but this is by far the superior
Mm-hmm.
game franchise. Like it gives us everything. It gives us atmosphere. It gives us scares. It gives us a mystery, and it usually makes sense. And it gives us solid voice acting, which unfortunately Resident Evil had Wesker, who was always a surfer. In every installment, he was a surfer.
Well, surfers have spooky lives too sometimes.
It was just always a control for him to be like, I'm here to double cross you all. And I'm like, oh, good sir. That was a very bad surfer impression, but I was expecting to do any voice work tonight, so I'm gonna.
It was not a surfer. I actually wish that it was, though. I want all surfers to sound like that now. But
Right.
although I did hear cowboy, and I guess surfer and cowboy kind of have a shared energy.
They are
Bad
both 2 male
Americans.
types I avoid. So maybe
Yeah,
not.
two kind of Americans that would hate crime me. Let's keep
And me.
moving. Both of us at the same time. They'd have to
Right.
pick. So we'd have to do this thing where we like get them to we'd like split up and both just pray that they ran after the other person.
Right? Because I don't believe in running, so it would be a very short chase scene.
I think we'd get away at equal speeds. I think we'd both have an equal shot at
Like
getting
it would
out.
just cut to me outside waiting for the lift, being like, I hope they don't see me.
But the lift is important. I haven't had Lyft on my phone in so long. You know, when you're like, you just absolutely refuse to get out that card and put in your numbers, so you only use Uber for the rest of your life.
Right.
I'm sorry,
I
everybody.
used Lyft a couple weeks ago because I stayed at that nun inn, and the friend who's gonna drive me back was like, I gotta go to work actually, and I was like, that's fair. And so
Wait, none?
yeah, so
What?
there's a place called the Celeste Inn in St. Paul, Minnesota, and the whole theme is just nuns, like nuns having fun. They
Oh,
take a
that's
picture of the
good.
calendar and put it up as
Okay.
art. Like,
That's good. Nuns deserve to have fun.
they do. Like, they have that habit, and they have oatmeal, and they need a little fun.
They
But
need it.
it's catacorner to the Church of Scientology that is in St. Paul as well, which I think is funny.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Right?
Except for that nun from that Christmas horror movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night, she was rude.
She was very rude.
But she
Like,
wasn't as rude as everybody else. She was still pretty rude.
she was the least rude of all the rude people, but it doesn't
Yeah,
mean I
she
want
was
to
the
hang out with
least
her.
rude. Yes, but she still was an absolute no. Would you be okay if I took us into Silent Hill, the movie territory?
100%.
So I'm just gonna so get out your pen and your notepad, because seminar is in session. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. So in 2006, we got our first Silent Hill movie. It was from director Christoph Gans and written by Roger Avery Gans. My God. And Nicholas Bukreef. That can't be right.
Did you just say bequeath? I'm sorry.
No. You know what? No, I didn't. Nicholas the Big Queef Jones Smith. He's a good writer. And it and it starred a couple of people too. So we had Radha Mitchell, Sean Bean, Laurie Holden, Alice Krieg, and Jodelle Ferland. So it had a lot to do with the plot scene in the first 4 video games, but specifically the movie followed a character named Rose, who takes her adopted daughter Sharon out to the little town of Silent Hill because Sharon has been seeing this town in her dreams. She's not feeling her best. She's acting all spooky, so let's just take her. Why not? After arriving to the spooky town of Silent Hill, Rose gets into a car accident. Things get foggy and misty, and her daughter is missing. So for the rest of the movie, her and her cop friend, who's a hot lady, are investigating this ghostly town of Silent Hill to find her daughter, and bad stuff happens. Would you say that's an apt description of the movie? Would you add anything, or is it perfect?
I think that's pretty perfect, because otherwise you get into like major plot stuffs.
Yeah. And I wouldn't know anything about the plot of this movie. No, that's not true. I watched it today.
Mm-hmm.
They started making this movie in the early 2000s, and specifically Christoph Gans, who directed Brotherhood of the Wolf, this pretty good French-Canadian werewolf movie, had been just trying to get the rights for years and years and years because he's such a big fan of the video game. But at the same time, all he made was this weird French-Canadian werewolf movie, and Konami was like, who are you? But after sending a bunch of Drag Race auditions in the mail, eventually Konami said, okay, this guy's cute. Let's see what he has. And they hired him. He used the town of Centralia, Pennsylvania as inspiration for the film. And because this was the year 2006, they got a budget of $50 million, which just absolutely would never have happened today. And
I'm sorry. They bequeathed them $50 million?
$50 million. And if I'm not mistaken, I feel like at the time that was modest. Blumhouse is not shaking, laughing. Blumhouse is laughing at everyone cashing his checks.
Literally.
I know. Isn't that absurd? It was this first film, and the second was filmed in Ontario, Canada, in around Toronto, which is where I live. The monsters in this movie were generally played by professional dancers. CGI was used as a minimum when it came to the creature effects. And it grossed like $122 million after theatrical and DVD. So a minor success, enough to get it a sequel. Sharai, how do you feel about this first movie?
I remember seeing this first movie in theaters. Like, me and my friends went to like a $2 theater because those still existed back then.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like janky theater, but it was still a good time, and it kind of fit the Silent Hill world to be like, are these holes in the chair? Is that part of the screen worn down for some damn reason?
I love that.
You raised your hand?
It was an absolute accident. Never, ever, ever listen to me when I'm on a computer. I will just mute you by mistake.
I saw the hand go up and I was like, oh no, you got thoughts about $2
So
theaters.
rude, too. It must be so condescending, like in the middle of a sentence.
You were just going to be like, they are ruining the movie economy.
Because we've been very back and forth this whole time, so why? And then all of a sudden I'm like, I needed you to stop.
But we saw it, and me and my friend liked it. His girlfriend at the time, who we all hated, had an issue with it. And the other person who was there, who I forgot, was like, I don't get it. And me and my friend Josie were like, it's a video game. You should have known about it. You have Google, right? And we like, we're talking about all the things we liked about it. I like the creatures, and I'm not surprised that they were not as CGI filled as some other things,
Mhm.
because I feel like this movie actually holds up as far as like the look and the aesthetic. Like, there's a couple moments of CGI, and I'm like, but it's not as
Mhm.
bad and as atrocious as some movies that go all CGI.
Definitely, especially for a 2006 mid-budget movie, which today we would really tell. But it kind of holds up.
And like, to be fair, using dancers for those nurses specifically gave them some interesting shots, because those nurses are
Mhm.
creepy as fuck in the
Mhm.
game. And I think that having dancers like embody that and do like the weird group things, I'm like, oh no, I would not want to be in this hallway.
Do you remember how the nurses are utilized in the game versus the movie? This is something I've always wondered as a kind of someone only on the movie side of the fandom.
I feel like they're closer to the first Silent Hill than the second Silent Hill, because the second
Uh-huh.
Silent Hill, they were doing those like porn moans. And I'm like, who are these for? They're like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, why they do. They are the sex of Silent Hill, which is always I'm always like, I don't get it.
right?
I don't get it.
The movie made them a lot more busty, because I don't remember them just being super top heavy nurses running around in
They're
Silent
so
Hill.
busty. And I was like, I guess they had to get a way to have boobs in Silent Hill. And I guess this is how you do it.
I mean, I guess Hale is trying to be a nurse with your cleavage falling out constantly.
Yeah. It doesn't look
Yeah.
comfortable to have the boobs so squished.
It. If we were going to like a Meg the Stallion video, it would be the perfect look.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I'd be like,
Yeah.
hands on my knees, yes. But like, as far as trying to be a nurse in Hell, I don't understand.
No. I feel like you constantly be dropping things.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
I know, it's funny. Every week I post thematic like things for my episode that are coming up, and I posted a booby pic of one of the nurses, and I looked at it and I was like, "This is people like this because they have boobs." Sometimes as a gay man, I don't always clock when something is like being sold for the male gaze. Like I won't always like be like, "Oh, it's because there's boobs in this picture," and I kind of figured it out a little too late.
No, always. It's always.
Yeah, it's a
I
lot.
assume it's for the male gaze, and if it's not, I'm like, what? Hold,
Wait, then
rewind.
who are they talking to?
Right? Do we make movies for anybody else? Like,
No, 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 no. Sometimes the gay male gaze. I feel like they'll do that for us, but only male.
yeah, no. Like, they like to cheat, and they're just like, you know what? We get this intersection of young women and gay men if we cast Josh Jackson real quick. And I'm
Oh
like,
my
yes,
god.
but also, we're not all this basic. Do it again, please.
Yeah, but you know what? Some people are that basic, and they like monster boobs. And you know what? I can't hold that against them,
No,
and
they
I
would like it
won't.
too much if you did.
So this movie made, I think, 120 million bucks. So that's not bad. It got its sequel. Something I want to bring up is the Sean Bean issue of it all.
Yes, please.
So Sean Bean is in this movie, and it feels very disconnected from the rest of the film. It's like you have this amazing sort of plot about these two women on a journey trying to find this girl. And it's clearly a movie about women doing stuff for themselves, and then all of a sudden there's these like intercuts of Sean Bean looking all freaked out, and the colors are super different, and it feels like a totally different movie. I don't have anything to back this up now, but if memory serves, I think there was studio interference, and they were like, we don't have enough dick in this movie, men aren't gonna like empathize with it, we have to put more bulge. And then they just like cut in Sean Bean.
And it's sad, because one of the things I like about this movie is that it really is about these two women, and he has the traditional track that's given to the girlfriend or the wife of the superhero,
Mhm.
where he's removed from all the action.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and so like I was like, oh yeah, he's being sidelined. About time. But in reality, they're like, we need a dude. Because their marriage makes
Mhm.
no sense. Like, if you're married to someone and you adopt a child and your child is sleepwalking and naming a town you've never heard of,
Mhm.
if
Like,
you
why
have to
isn't Daddy
kidnap,
coming with us? Yeah.
right? She had
Yeah.
to kidnap her own child, and he canceled the credit cards while she was on the run with the child. And I'm like, clearly, you two are not communicating your marriage. Have you tried couples counseling?
This could have been an easy conversation. And I like how they had to cut in that sequence of like, Daddy's busy, so he's not joining us on this movie, but he's out there.
Right? And also
Mhm.
the cop lady who was just kind of like, I don't believe this is your daughter. I'm gonna be in your business, and follows them to hell in order to like be in this woman's way.
Yeah, it's a lot of work just to be in this woman's way, but I like to think of it as a crush, as a cute little crush, because I think they had a lot of chemistry, these two.
That's the movie we needed. Maybe that's why her marriage was on the rocks, is because they had a conversation that we didn't get to see, and she was like, I like to see other people, specifically cute blondes who are about my height.
I mean, I liked that she was butch. I mean, it was clearly I kind of have like, I mean, I don't watch lesbian porn, but it kind of gave me like butch through the male gaze. Does that
Yes.
sound correct to you?
Yes.
But
Definitely that.
is it still better than not having butch at all, like in terms of ladies, or no?
I don't know, because I love to see us not trying to be super gorgeous, because like had this
Hmm.
been like directly for the male gaze, she would have been out here in an even tighter outfit and heels and makeup and like layers, and I'm just like, how are you chasing down crime when you can't run?
Yeah,
You
it was tight. Those leather boots were like, I'd be like duck waddle if that was my outfit.
When they strapped her down to burn her, I was really worried about her busting out of clothes because it was so tight. Like when they were beating her on the ground, I was like, what if a button pops and kills one of the monsters? What?
So good and dangerous. Do you feel like there's queerness in this movie? Am I just superimposing it, or is it there?
I think it's kind of there, because I don't think that Hollywood knows what to do when they have two women on screen if it's not to give them a fun little chuckle and a couple makeout scenes.
Yeah.
And we couldn't squeeze it in, so they just had to imply it. Because, like, she goes
Mhm.
with her for a very long time, and she's sacrificing her life for this woman that she just met. And,
Yeah.
like, she handcuffs her, but, like, there was a lot going on. And I'm just like, I need to, like, talk to Pete and see what they were doing.
Yeah, they were up to something. But I don't know, sometimes I'm still like, "Oh, like at least I got some queer representation, even if it's just for you to masturbate to." 'Cause that's so sad.
It's very sad.
I'll just take what I can get.
Listen, I think that one of the many issues that we all have with a lot of our media is that like the people who should be making the things don't get to make them, so we have to settle for what like Jason Blum does, and then we have to be like, I guess it's fine.
It's so sad. When are we gonna start to make our shark vampire movies?
Listen, I want that. I want that. I want Sharkacula.
Yeah. I want husband of Sharkula.
Listen, that
The gay
reminds
one.
me. That reminds me, we have a found footage Dracula screener in our inbox for one of my podcasts. Yeah,
Found footage? Is that what's the name of it?
I
Is
think
that
it really is just called found footage Dracula. The people reached out to us, and I was gonna say no, and Trip was like, "I'll try it," and I need to remind him to watch it so he can see if he wants to review it or not, because I don't. Maybe it's a great movie and I'm an asshole, but I was like, found footage Dracula.
That's so funny. I love that. At Dread Central, I don't know if you've noticed this trend, but we will post the most like no budget like schlock trailers we can get our hands on because people love it. So I think we should write about found footage Dracula.
If Trent says no, I will just send you the link and be like, I sent it to an editor at Dread Central. It's going to work out better. It's great.
We need to support our troops. I mean,
I just have
found
questions. And
footage Dracula.
if I would watch the movie, they might be answered. But I need to know, how is found footage Dracula working when vampires don't have a reflection, so you can't record them?
Oh my god. Well, maybe it's like sonar, or like, you know how the predator sees you? That's like kind of found footage, right?
Right? Or like, is Dracula recording the people he kills? Like, is that when it's
Oh
like a
yeah,
thriller?
he's on the other side of the camera.
I just have questions. I'm gonna make Trent watch it and answer them for me, I think. Look.
There are ways to get through this. So would you say blah, blah, blah. Are you a fan officially of the first Silent Hill film?
Yes, it still holds up. Like, I had a good time even watching it yesterday.
Yeah, I have to say I love it. It is my entry point to being a Silent Hill fan. And I know that's not exactly like the cutest thing to say, but it is the truth. The games aren't my front and center when it comes to my love for Silent Hill. It all comes down to this film. And before liminal became this like word everybody used all the time, it was this thing that I didn't understand that I liked thematically, but I did. And Silent Hill always kind of had that vibe. It kind of always felt like vibes forward, spooky, kind of Americana bullshit. And I'm just drawn to that. Like, it's like gas station horror, kind of.
Exactly. No, it's that gas station in the middle of your road trip across those sad, scary parts of America.
Yeah.
And you're like, we can't use this bathroom. We have to go to another one, but we also need gas. So everybody be quick about it. That's what it's like. Every game, every movie.
The bathrooms are never good.
Never. You can't go to a 24-hour gas station that's claimed to fame as jalapeno poppers and expect to go to the bathroom in peace.
Is there like the worst bathroom in your city? Like, is there a bathroom that you're like, oh yeah, this is the worst bathroom in the city that I live in?
So I moved here in June, and so because it's a pandemic, I don't really go anywhere.
So you don't know about the Toxic Avengers?
Like, mine got really sketchy for a hot minute. I'm not going to lie to you. My own.
Yeah. I said public bathrooms.
I mean, it would be public if I could have people over, I guess. But it was all me, cat, because the cat is shedding and I'm shedding.
Mm-hmm. We're all shedding. Right? You could charge $0.25 for the toilet. I think they do that in Japan.
That's how I'll make my rent next month.
But it's like really nice. You know, it's like, and you can have like a theme.
Oh
my God.
I mean, I guess I could have a theme. I don't know if I can make it nice though.
Yeah.
I don't have a window in there. Like
Mm-hmm. Do you have any final thoughts? Any last little digs at the first Silent Hill film before I move us along?
I really, really like it, and it really feels in the spirit of the 4 that I played, and I think that it is probably one of my favorite video game adaptations. And now that I've seen the second one, I wish we stopped here.
But we didn't. No. We continue onwards and downwards with Silent Hill Revelation. So once again, I'm just going to give us a quick semineur about this terrible movie. So Silent Hill Revelation, directed by M.J. Bassett, came out in 2012. No, came out in 2012 and shouldn't have. It stars Adelaide Clements, Kit Harington, Martin Donovan, Malcolm McDowell, Carrie Ann Moss, and Sean Bean, and was primarily based on Silent Hill 3. I guess they did get that pink bunny rabbit in there a couple of times. So the plot for this one, sort of in line with Silent Hill 3, follows the character of adult Heather Mason, played by Clements, who discovers on her 18th birthday that she isn't who she believes she is, and is quickly and clumsily drawn to the Silent Hill dimension. It's bad. I don't like this movie. It doesn't make any sense. It looks like it was filmed for like $30. It's just like insulting. But it has a couple of moments that make it not boring. How do you feel about this movie, Sharai?
So I spent a lot of time in college towns because I went to too many colleges in sad towns. And have you ever been to a Walmart after midnight?
Yes.
That's what this movie made me feel like. Like,
oh my God.
It's, you don't want to be there. Everybody's weird, but you like you're the person who didn't buy new soap and toilet paper, so you have to go.
And there is a sort of very as cheap as you can get Silent Hill vibe in a Walmart at midnight.
The lights are blinking.
Yeah.
Nobody's picking up their feet. They're sort of shuffling around.
Some people have like saw blades in the middle of their head, and you're like, well, I guess they don't have insurance.
Right. You're like, what are these stains on the floor? And people stop asking questions.
Why is the optometrist open? It's midnight.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, are you still doing hair in that smart style?
They are. Yet the McDonald's is closed.
Right? But
Yeah.
you have like 5 chicken nuggets on the outside on the floor that's my through. And I'm like, why would
Yeah.
you waste the nuggets?
They wait, and the nuggets are cold, yet people are still getting professional photos taken.
Yeah.
It's liminal at its best. I gotta stop using that word.
But it is.
I have a quarter jar. Yeah, that is an apt description of this cheap movie. That so there's a couple of set pieces in this that I'm intrigued by, even though they still completely flop in its execution. One being the spider mannequin sequence. um, I'm terrified of spiders. I'm terrified of like even poorly CG spiders. Like I'm still scared
Same.
of the third Lord of the Rings movie spider moment with Shelob. Like that still scares me to this day. This no. This did not scare me a little bit, not even at all. But it's kind of a cool concept.
It could have been cool, yeah. Because again, I also am a spider baby. I cannot. Like, I will
Yeah.
never cover arachnophobia for anyone's show, including my own,
No,
because
I
I
won't.
won't do it again.
Oh my god, we've never been in the same room. Spiders
Yeah.
are my worst nightmare. When you said spider baby, I was like scared. I was like, wait, there's a spider baby? No. Now I know what you mean.
There
I
is a
can't
movie
watch
called Spider
Arachnophobia.
Baby, though. Yeah.
Another part of the second movie that had potential but like didn't pull it off, that hallway of arms getting cut off, like that was kind of cool.
That was badass, especially because the pyramid head dude was getting
Mm-hmm.
less screen time somehow, but he was like
Yeah.
doing more damage with what little time he had.
Yeah. He definitely utilized the little time that he had, except for the beginning sequence when he's just like there to wind up the carousel.
Yeah,
Which,
that was
what?
weak.
That's stupid. Like this is his job. This is Pyramid's Head's job in hell is to manually hand wind a carousel.
It definitely is giving me using a too big of an instrument for a small project. I don't understand toolboxes, but I know that there are tools that are better served for smaller things, and they took a hammer to this instead.
Yeah. You have to like use your talent properly, and I don't think that was happening here.
Right?
Yeah, Jon Snow is in this movie. He seems confused.
I was confused he was there. I've never seen him look so young. I'm like, Kit, what are you doing?
I know. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Unfortunately, yeah.
I didn't. I didn't. So was this an experience for you? So you had no idea he was going to be in this?
I know nothing. Like, much like Jon Snow, I knew nothing. Because if I haven't seen something, I don't Google it because I want to go in and just figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
And so I landed and I was like, oh my gosh, he's wearing the outfit from 3. And then I was like, okay, and we're leaving my universe and we're making up some stuff. And now all of a sudden there's a boy and there's a boyfriend. We didn't get a boyfriend in my
I
play this game.
know. Oh, the whole, and then like the kiss. I was like, oh
Ugh.
god, straight people are at it again. Did having Jon Snow in this movie, for someone that like is familiar with Game of Thrones, did it give you any joy? Did it spark any joy that this movie didn't already give you?
Like, whatever accent he was doing gave me joy. I don't know what it was, but I appreciated that he was trying whatever it was.
Yeah.
And it was also wild seeing him before he got to be a better actor, because, I mean, acting is one of the things you have to practice. You can get good at it. Like, I hear there's lots of things like that. And he was definitely not where he was the last time I saw him.
No.
He was decidedly not as good.
He's terrible in this. There's a lot of interesting actors in this that are truly delivering the worst performances of their career. We have Carrie-Anne Moss and her wig. We have Malcolm McDowell and his wig. Which of these two? What's going on with these two? Who do we prefer? Who's being more unhinged? I guess Malcolm McDowell.
He's being more unhinged, but Carrie's wig is more unhinged.
Yeah.
It took me. I kept staring at her, trying to figure out where I knew her from because her wig was doing so much.
I was thinking, like, don't worry, baby. Like, in a couple of years, you're gonna get to make a new Matrix,
right? Like, she suffered. Like, I don't understand, because these people, they get real jobs and they do real stuff, and I don't know how they were suckered into doing this movie. Did they not see the script? Was it written after they were hired?
It just makes me think it's worth. It's just bad for everybody these days. Like, no one's succeeding.
I just want to be like, if you need me to Venmo you some money, Mr. McDowell, I would do it. Like, I don't have much,
He
but
would
you're
say
welcome.
yes.
He would.
Do not give him that opportunity.
I mean, he was definitely in Rob Zombie's Halloween, so we know he'll say yes to anything.
Twice. Yeah. And we were talking about this earlier, but he's also in the Firestarter sequel from 2002 that nobody's seen, but I'm interested in. And I just love a shitty direct-to-video sequel that was supposed to be a TV show. This happens a lot. They did this with Carrie, with Brian Fuller in 2002 also, where they were going to make a Carrie TV series, and then instead they're like, we're just going to dump this on DVD as
That's
like
sad,
2
because I
episodes.
love Brian Fuller.
I know, and it was with Angela Bettis of May fame.
I would have watched that.
I don't know if it's good, but the cast is Angela Bettis as May and Patricia Clarkson as Margaret White.
Yes, she needs to be Margaret White. She needs to 100% be Margaret White.
I know. Isn't that cool?
Like that. I want that. Why don't we have that?
I know. And it's one of those things I keep wanting to put on lists, but I actually don't know if it's any good. So
it's probably not. But like
no.
It sounds like it would be good. And so I'm gonna like hold on to that hope.
A late 90s, early 2000s TV adaptation of a Stephen King property that already had a big movie. That's my genre.
Are you one of the few people who saw Stephen King's The Shining?
Do you mean Mick Garris's The Shining? If you work for Dread Central, it's by law that you must call it Mick Garris's The Shining. Yeah, I am one of those people, and it definitely is in line with my genre of content.
Like, one of my spicy takes is that it's a better version than what Stanley Kubrick did to it.
Wow. I mean, I think Mick Garris and Stephen King would both appreciate that spiky taste. Whoa. That it is you know what? It is a spiky taste. No. Spiky. Oh my god, I'm having a seizure. I'm never gonna be okay. What's happening? I still think spiky take is funny.
It is. I like it.
Is it because it's closer to the book? Is that why you have that feeling?
I think it's closer to the book, and I also think that it got to explore more things that the heartless person who did the original film did not explore. Because like I was talking to like Zero and Brother Ghoulish about it earlier. In the book, you actually understand that this family is trying to become a family again, and that Wendy has a backbone, and it's been like, if you hurt our son again, I'm leaving you bastard. And he's trying to get sober, and it's a struggle. Whereas in the Stanley Kubrick version, it comes on and he's creepy, and you're like, why are we even going here with him? He's awful. He's unhinged.
Yeah, that's so funny you bring that up, because on my last episode of this podcast, we did like the Overlooked TV series that never happened.
Oh yeah,
and we were talking about queerness in the book versus queerness in the film. And I really feel like they use queerness in the movie to like, as like something that's gross and off-putting, and like the quickest way to just make your audience kind of disgusted with the bare blowjob sequence.
Yeah, but it was definitely shock value bullshit. It
shock
was like
value bullshit. Furry. And I'm like, I say that as someone that actually I like that sequence. I think it's super weird and I stand for it. But it is homophobic. And then in the book, they explore it with more empathy, and it's still very scary and weird, but it's not shock value bullshit.
Right? I have a very checkered history with Uncle Stephen. As most of us should and do. But I will say that his book is so much better and deserved better than what Stanley Kubrick did to it. And I was happy to see that even Uncle Stephen was like, this is bullshit.
Oh, he's still salty. He still has spiky taste when it comes to that.
Deservedly.
Do you think I'm going to edit out that? Do you think I'm going to keep in that entire insane rant about spiky taste? Or am I going to take it out?
Keep it. Okay. The people are welcome.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree with everything that you said. Yeah. It's just too bad Stephen King has some, very checkered, atrocious moments that I don't think we've really faced head on as a culture yet. I don't think we've like admitted that they're there
And it goes back to people not wanting to look at things critically if they grew up with them, which is a privilege that I just don't get to have because all the things I loved were definitely harmful and toxic because we don't have Black people on TV in the 90s, in the mainstream. And when
No.
we do have UPN, we gentrify it and it becomes CW. So like I've had to like make peace with the fact that I watched a lot of things that were not for me. But people who don't have to are like, no, he's of a different time. He's of a different era. I'm like, he's still
so is
writing
Hitler,
though.
but like,
Listen, it don't
no,
mean
I'm
that
not
it's
comparing
right
the
just because
two.
he was there.
Yeah, like just yeah. And I obviously can't speak to that experience, but Stephen King definitely is fat phobic as
Oh
hell.
yeah.
And that's something I've had to face and I'm a pretty big fan, but like all the time with him, it's
Oh,
like the most. Have you ever encountered fat phobia in Stephen King?
when haven't I?
It's every day. It's really fucked.
Right?
It's really fucked. And he wrote this book called Dance Macabre about like it's like nonfiction about like how to write horror and sort of the roots of horror. And he has this whole chapter about like fat as the grotesque. And it was like really hard to read on the subway as a fat person.
Right? And I think it's really ironic because like Uncle Steven is not like your ripped 70-year-old. And so I'm just like, good sir, are you
He
not
kind
aware?
of is. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's kind of a ripped 70-year-old. No, why am I standing up for what? What am I
Right?
doing? What am I
Because you feel
doing?
obligated because you're
I
nice.
feel
Stop. Let this happen. Let this happen. Stephen King is not a ripped 70-year-old. I know he used to jog, but he gave that up when things happened. And
when he jogged into the van.
right?
No, the van
Right?
jogged into him.
No, it was definitely like Roy Gilmore. The deer hit the car. And like, you hit the deer? I'm like, no, the deer hit the
That's so accurate.
It was. And so like I'm not trying to come down on him because I too don't jog. And I have a less traumatic story for that. But like, I just think that we need to watch what we're saying to people, especially as we're
Yeah.
getting older.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It has consequences for all of us. I I can't believe you brought up Rory Gilmore. Pretty good.
Always. I'm here for Gilmore Girls and Drag Race references. I don't know what else I can offer.
That's all it's the only two shows that I'm watching currently, and I need to be murdered. So another thing I hate about this movie are how the monsters all look like terrible discarded Cenobites. Why is that in this movie? Is this Hellraiser 9? Is this Hellraiser Hellworld? I don't understand.
But it would have been a better entry than some of the later ones from what I've heard.
On par. Yeah, you know what? Definitely better. I think there is a Hellraiser Revelation as well.
Like they loved putting Revelation or Annihilation in titles and thinking it did all the
Oh
work
my
for
god.
them.
I'm so glad you brought this up because for weeks and weeks and weeks I've been meaning to write an article for Dread Central about like the 10 most overused subtitles in films. There are so many. Like Awakening, every movie
Yes.
franchise has an Awakening. Apocalypse, everybody has an Apocalypse. Revelation, everyone has a Revelation. It's just I'm obsessed with this topic.
Bloody insert word. Any
Yeah.
word.
Revenge.
Bloody
I,
revenge.
I,
Bloody wings. Bloody windows. I'm like,
Bloody Windows. I'm intrigued. Good to see. Silent Hill, Bloody Windows. Like, that could have been a graphic novel.
Amityville. Bloody Sharknado houses.
Amityville Bloody Handprints. I'd watch it. I'd make it.
I've seen worse. I'm not going to go out of my way to see it, but I've seen worse.
I mean, it's no Santa Jaws.
It's no I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. That's for sure.
I still or I'll always both. I think I may
Both.
prefer I'll always. Just kidding. Actually no. I still is iconic and classic.
I give Still points for having Brandy there, and that's more points I can give most of the other movies. I'm gonna keep having this conversation on everybody's podcast apparently. So anybody following me is just like really annoyed with me right now. But our baby girl, Jennifer Love Hewitt's character, whose name I just forgot.
Julie
Yes, Julie James.
James, not Julie
James.
Benz. Sorry.
Yeah. Julie James has downstage character syndrome where her friends who should be the supporting characters are more interesting than her.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't care what happens to her, but she's the final girl. And you're like, but why?
Oh, yeah. Elena Gilbert syndrome. I said that really terrible. But yeah. All right. Do we have any final thoughts on this really good sequel, Silent Hill Revelation?
I'm so happy it's over.
Mhm.
I'll never revisit it, but I'm happy I got to have those moments of this is like the game until it wasn't.
I agree with you that it's important to me that it's over.
I love that.
So I think it's good for both of us. I'm sure I'll rewatch it again someday in the future, though, just because it's Silent Hill. It's so
Never.
lucky that it's Silent Hill. It's like in the family because it's Silent Hill.
I will say the credits were really great. The credits might be the best part of the movie.
The credits were cute. And they kind of did what they did in the first movie, where they did like an animated sort of swooshy around sequence. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, they had like the right music and the right weird distorted pictures of the nurses and things. And I was
hmm
like, we could have done this for the movie and it would have been fine.
Do you know anything about the director of the second film before we move along?
No, I feel like
MJ
I'm about to
Bassett.
learn.
I'm gonna say some stuff, and if I get it wrong, I'm gonna take it out because it's sensitive. But so, when this movie was made, they were using their dead name, and now this director goes by MJ Bassett, and I believe identifies as a woman. So I believe this is a like a trans filmmaker, which is really cool. So it's cool that we have a trans filmmaker in the Silent Hill universe. Too bad that it's not a better movie, but I still think that's kind of cool.
I'm always here for it because I think that we just don't have enough trans women directors.
hmm
Because we don't give anybody but cis straight white dudes keys to anything. And so I'm always here for it, even if I don't love it. Like there's a movie coming out that I don't love, but like the director, she seems lovely. And so I want nothing but the best for her, and I hope that she gets a budget to do something else. Because
hmm
like if we can keep having all these like DC movies fail, then why can't the rest of us fail a couple times?
Absolutely. I need a trans DC movie. That'd be fun.
I would
Like
actually give
trans
them
and
money.
themes. Like anyone can make it. I just like want it to be about trans people.
Yes. It's about time we had a trans superhero, to be honest. I want a trans woman superhero.
Do you have opinions or thoughts on Kim Petras?
I loved her, but I also just found out some stuff about her, and so I'm a little hurt.
Yes, it's complicated, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
complicated situation. Yeah, it's like I really, really want there to be a mainstream trans pop artist. I think it's time we deserve it, but like not someone that is
A
so
rape apologist, yeah.
the artist is an apologist, yeah, but Dr. Luke is who she
Which,
works with, and he is an abuser. So
right?
I don't know what to do because I part of me still wants to support her just because it's complex in my heart is all I have to say.
I'm just really mad because she's given us all these like great horror pop albums.
Yeah, they're
And
so good.
she did this new one, Slut Pop, and it's so fun and it's so sexy. And
hmm
like Throat Goat sends me every time. And I was trying to live my best life, and then that came out and I was like, oh no.
I
I should
actually
have
didn't love
known.
Slut Pop. It was the first time she put out something that I wasn't 100% on board for.
It's a mood, and it's not like what she's normally used to. I think it was definitely
hmm
her exploring her sexuality and being like, look, I'm a badass bitch. And
hmm
that's just where I would like to be whenever I'm out of this pandemic. And so
I'd
I
like
was
to be
like,
there too.
yes.
Those Halloween albums, Turn Off the Light and Turn Off the Light Volume 2. Oh, they're so good.
I'm so sad. Because like, how hard is it to not be a rape apologist? I feel like that's one of the things we should all be able to agree on.
I don't know, but a lot of people seem to struggle with it. So
They
maybe
do.
it's harder than we know.
Listen, we need to start giving people a test. I don't want to say a morality test, but just a common sense test to be
Are
like,
you a rape
hey,
apologist test?
right?
Government
Like,
standard, very simple.
if I show you this picture of this man, what is your response? Is your response
I was like,
he
I'm
didn't
sorry
do
for
it,
him. Yeah,
he
yeah.
did do it, or I need to know more? Like those are the three options,
yeah. I am tensing up right now. Like, what do I do? You know,
right?
these are the big questions.
Like little flashcards for random white men who've wronged me. Just
Speaking of white men who have wronged us, do we have any final thoughts on this second Silent Hill movie?
it's so bad that sirens just started. Like I can hear them coming for this
Oh,
movie.
I hear them. Oh my god, it's the Silent Hill alarms. They're buzzing and the whole world is turning inside out. And I think that means it's time for us to hit the main event.
Ooh.
Yes, it's time. We're going to talk about this third Silent Hill film that is yet to be made, that might be being made, that seems to be stuck in a little bit of development hell limbo. So are you ready to hear a little bit of hot goss?
Always.
Always. So there have been rumors surrounding a third Silent Hill movie back to 2012 when Revelation hit theaters, but due to poor box office and even worse critical acclaim, it took, God, another like close to 10 years before we got any official rumblings about Silent Hill. So Silent Hill Revelation basically butchered this franchise, which is so sad because look at all these Resident Evil movies we got. Like 20. Why don't we
At
have 20
least.
Silent Hill movies?
Mila Jovovich is so tired. She just wants to stop.
She's out of breath for sure. Yeah. Well, now she gets to sleep. Oh my god, that sounded like a threat. So, but that's not all. In October 2012, MJ Bassett, the director behind Revelation, did come out and say that if she was to make a sequel, instead of adapting an existing game, she would actually go into the stories from the graphic novel adaptations, further proving that this woman should not be making Silent Hill movies, in my opinion. Now, I say that as someone that has not read any of the graphic novels, but like these games are so good, just make a good movie with these games.
Listen. Ooh, like we could do so many things. We could just go ahead and redo the one that she did because like that script did not serve her.
No.
And we could actually again, Hollywood does not respect game developers, and game developers are giving us the drama and the stories and the plots, and we need to just go ahead and be like, let's move it over and introduce it a little bit, but leave it alone for the most part.
Yeah, if you're not gonna do us justice, if you're not gonna do us Victoria justice, you need to stop and just move on.
Right? It's not the time of Mario where you had to like piece it all together and go wild. You have a blueprint now. They've given you the story.
Yeah, aren't Marvel movies just video game adaptations without the video game adaptation? Like, it doesn't look that hard.
It doesn't. Anybody could do it. Like, my cat could do it.
Yeah. Your cat's is in development right now, actually.
She is. Like,
Can't
I'm
say
going to be her
anything.
assistant. It's awkward.
Oh, yeah. And she's going to be a mean boss.
She hits me when I don't give her the Sheba sticks.
Oh, yeah. You're going to out them, really, if she becomes that abusive. Okay, yeah, so that was October 2012, right around the time that the sequel Revelation did come out, and nothing came out past that. So it's safe to assume that MJ Bassett's second film kind of high-boshed any canon sequels afterwards. That made no sense. I'm going to have to make that make sense in editing. Fast forward a little bit to 2020, and we get this kind of down low interview with director Christoph Gans. This is the man that directed Silent Hill 2006. And he sort of on the down low announced that he was making a new Silent Hill movie. And this was with Allocene Magazine. This is with Allocene Magazine. Allocene Magazine. Do you know how to say this? I don't. Damn.
I've never heard of this magazine. It's like
French. It's a French word.
Allocene.
Allocene Magazine. And this is what he had to say to that magazine. This project will always be anchored in this atmosphere of a small American town ravaged by Puritanism. Oh my god, I'm gonna be okay. I think it's time to make a new movie. So it's now been 2 years and there has not been any rumblings about this new film, but we have been hearing gossip and rumblings about new games in the works. So I have a feeling that this new Silent Hill era is around the corner and we just have to be patient. How do you feel?
I want to call dibs on all future movies just so we have that on record.
Yep, you got it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that, again, Silent Hill has so much potential and we just need to find the right people because we keep not finding the right people.
Oh.
We have Twitter now. You can see who's into what. People can't lie anymore in their interviews because you can pull up their Twitter and be like, it says here you hate this project. Why are you in my office?
Yeah. It says here you have... No. Yes,
right?
I agree. We have the receipts nowadays. So
right?
you have to sincerely be into something. And I think Christoph Gans is and was. Like, we get the sense that this man loves Silent Hill. So maybe he should make the new one.
I would be down for that if we can't find a femme, specifically a femme of color, because Silent Hill is definitely a white experience. And, and so I think it'd be cool to see what it would be like if we had brown people in this world.
I love that. Who would we want? Who would be sort of blue sky creatives we would attach to this?
Oh my god.
Mhm.
I don't know what Nia DaCosta's doing, but always give her dibs.
Oh my god, that opening title sequence from Candyman gave pure Silent Hill energy, where the like all of Chicago was upside down
Yeah,
and smoky.
all of it. And I was like,
Yeah.
it was an experience, and people weren't ready for it, so they shat on the movie.
Yeah, that was just insane because that was a very, very good movie. So
Thank
if you didn't
you.
like it, I think you're the problem, to be
It was
honest.
too woke, and woke is code for too many black people, and so there it
He
goes.
literally 100% yes, because that movie was beautiful and scary and perfect. That scene where the art lady dies just like very subtly in the corner of the screen is perfect filmmaking. It's almost a
I
perfect movie, that remake. Wow,
It's
people
the
are
only it's the only
unsubscribing.
Candyman I love. It's the only one I love because the other ones, we love Tony Todd and we don't separate him from those movies because
Mhm.
they are so problematic. Even for the era that
Yeah.
came out at, it's very white saviory. He's chasing like his like great 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 granddaughters, which is also gross, and also they
Yeah,
get
what's with
blonder
the
as the
incest?
they just get
True.
blonder as it goes, and I'm like, what
You're
are
like,
we
how is this
doing?
your great how are you related to this woman? Yeah. I
Right?
mean, possible.
Listen, and also you're Candyman. You suffered and you died, and now you're out here, and your goal is to get into the genes of your great 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 granddaughter. Really?
Yeah, weird priorities, Candyman.
Right? Fuck some shit
Yeah.
up. Do some cool stuff. Don't chase her around New Orleans if that's New Orleans with no black people. I
Are
feel
you
like
talking about the sequel? Yeah.
This new Candyman is the Candyman we deserved, and people were like, "How dare you?"
It's so good. I would love to see more of them. I get the feeling she's not going to make another one, but I would love to see that.
With the way people treated her after this one, it's her right to be like, screw you all. But I'm out here and I want another one, and I would cry and be the first one in line for a ticket.
They're not going to be nicer in this Marvel gig that she's got.
Oh no, they already hate it. They're just like, how dare she? It's too woke. I'm like, they hired one black person to direct. It's not woke.
And it's not out yet. Like,
Right?
calm down. Stop making Marvel movies, Neil. Make more horror. I think she'd really do good with Freddy also.
I said I
Yeah.
wanted her to like I put her on the short list for people I would like to see do Freddy's Nightmares if we were to like redo that or bring it back into the new era.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious. I made an article too about who should bring back Freddy, and she was number one on my list. That's hilarious.
I wonder if
Freddy's
we have the
Nightmares would be a
same list.
great new reboot.
Oh, I wonder if we have the same list because I have her. I have
Okay,
Jordan Peele, obviously. I
I
have
didn't
Josh
put Jordan
Groban.
Peele. Oh my god, Josh Rubin would have been good. Hold on, I have to get it up. I'm gonna take mine out. Take.
I also
Hold on.
have Anna Lily.
I had her too. Shit.
Oh my
Emma
god!
Poor. I had her
Yes.
too. I'm kind of sad I didn't get to say that first. Yeah, I had her too. Who else did I have? Fuck. I can turn this. I can edit this out. I don't need to be
Yeah,
nervous.
you're the editor. You do what you want.
I know, and also my condolences to myself. I can do this. So I've DaCosta, Anna, Lily, Amapur. I have the guy that did Blackcoat's daughter, Oz Perkins.
Oh yeah, he'd be good.
Andre Dorval. I don't know how to say his name so good, but he did Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
I don't know that one.
He did Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. He did The Autopsy of Jane Doe.
Oh god, yeah, he could do it.
He could do it. And then
Autopsy
my
Jane Doe
last
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, and my last person, and I still stand by this one, is Ronnie Yu, who did Freddy vs. Jason.
We had to disagree somewhere, and I'm fine with that.
Okay. I love that movie.
I saw that movie 3 times.
I've seen it so many times. 3 times is a lot.
It is very much a lot.
Yeah. Ronnie Yu, he also did Bride of Chucky.
Okay, so yeah, I would keep the resume and I would consider it.
Okay. Okay, good. And who are we missing from yours?
I'm scrolling for mine now, which is funny because like the video that popped up on the website is definitely you talking to Jay Chill.
Who, me talking to who?
Jay, is it Jay Chill?
Oh, yeah. That's funny.
Yes.
I know. I hate when I see myself talking to someone on the website. I have to like avert my eyes.
It's just really funny because it's like hanging out there while I'm scrolling through my articles.
I
And I'm
know.
listening to you, and you're not in this box right now. And I'm just like, what is happening?
It's so funny. I
What did I?
know. That
That's
that
what it
little
was.
that little yeah.
January 7th. Because I was
Uh-huh.
like, what? I don't know. I never know what list anything is on anymore.
I literally have not found my list. I just luckily remembered all my people.
You write a lot more than I do. Okay. I only had those 4. I scrolled all this for nothing. I only had those 4.
That's so funny. Well, those are still a very good, solid group.
Right?
So,
like,
yeah.
if any of them were to pick it up, I'd be there for it. Because I love all 4 of them, and I don't think that they get enough recognition.
Definitely not. Although I think they're all up to some cool stuff. So, yeah, what about actors-wise? Who would you cast in a new Silent Hill?
I mean, clearly Jenna Ortega is of the moment, so her...
She's so good. She's so good.
She's so good. And I also want to see Zendaya do horror.
Oh, she'd be good. Do you feel like she's pretentious to horror? Does you feel like she feels too prestige for us?
No, I've seen her get down and dirty on Euphoria for like 2 seasons now. She wants to do brutal things.
I was gonna say, but Euphoria is as prestige as it gets.
It wants to be. I think...
You know what? I say that as someone that have never seen an episode. No.
Oh, have you ever seen Kids? Have you ever seen Kids?
I have not seen Kids. I don't think I want to, but I think I know where you're going. Take me with you.
Okay. So basically, Euphoria is Kids if it was adapted into 2 seasons and got further along into the drug usage and less of the
further
sex.
along. Oh my god.
Yeah, it puts the pedal to the metal on the drugs and it like pumps the gas a little bit for the sex.
Oh my god.
Don't get me wrong, you see lots of dicks. Like HBO came in with a vengeance this year. They were like, our theme is dicks, and I'm like, you've owed us this, but damn, okay.
Did you watch the Mortuary Collection?
Yeah, I did.
The guy in that, do we see his dick?
No, not yet. Anyways,
okay, interesting.
It's coming though. I think they're gonna save it for season 3 or 4.
It's a reveal. It's a reveal.
Right? A reveal. Yeah, my head. Why are we the same person? Like,
I don't know, but I'm worried about Silent Hill.
Listen.
Oh my god! Like one of us is Alyssa, and the other one is the other Alyssa.
I'm clearly the evil one.
I'm the annoying one. Damn it! I want to be Lisa, the girl with the weird eyeballs that's crying and has a blonde ponytail. That can be me. I liked her. She was a mood.
She was a mood. She was.
Yeah. Who would I put? I would see Nicole Byer in a Silent Hill movie.
Oh God. Oh God. Now that you say it, I want it. I don't know. I want
Nicole Byer and Ricky Lindholm in Silent Hill. That's my guess.
Wait, who's Ricky?
Ricky Lindholm. She was the blonde, like a blonde mean lady in Knives Out. She's like a comedian. She was in Hall & Oates. She's actually in old episodes of Gilmore Girls. She's in one that I was watching today. Weird blonde lady.
When you said that, yes. Okay, yes. I misspelled her name awfully, so she didn't come up, obviously. But yes, I know you're talking about now.
Yeah, so her and Nicole Byer just like trying to get out of Silent Hill.
I would watch Nicole Byer do anything.
Yeah, me too.
I've been in love with her since Lucy Exactly Nicole, which I can only watch on Facebook Watch.
I was going to say, did you watch MTV or Facebook Watch or both?
I didn't know MTV had it because when I discovered it, it was only Facebook Watch. So you had to like hook up your phone to the thing.
It was hell on earth with the Facebook Watch. I think it was a season. It had a season on MTV, like a real TV show and everything. And then they were like, absolutely not. And then Facebook Watch came in and now it's gone.
MTV was like, we don't like Joy here. We're going to do another season of Scream instead.
And I like that they had a fat man on it. Sorry, a fat gay man.
I'm trying to comment and the sirens are just like, no, silence this fat woman.
Yeah, you're right. Although he wasn't fat IRL, but that's okay.
He wasn't?
No. Oh, sorry. He wasn't gay IRL.
Oh, I was like, why would they do that? I don't understand.
It was very Renee Zellweger 2022.
I was like,
fat suit.
Usually I can spot a fat suit. And I was like, I have to go back and rewatch that.
No, he's straight IRL. Sorry.
I love that because we don't have enough shows with 2 fat leads.
I know,
And
never.
ever.
And if you have one, they're like so congratulatory that's it.
Right? And it wasn't about them being fat, which usually we see a fat person in a show, it's like, okay, we're going to talk about her being fat.
And they're so sad because they can't get dick, but like,
Listen,
that was not that show.
It was not, because it's a lie. Like, fat people get dick all the time.
Trust
sometimes we
us.
get too much. We have problems.
Sometimes it's overwhelming.
It is. You're just like swatting them away sometimes. And you're like, I just wanted to go to High V.
Oh my God. And when you don't want dick, it's the most, it's like, ugh. It's like the last thing in the world you'll ever want to see.
Right?
But then when you want it, it's like, that's all you think about. It's very opposite. It's very polarizing dick, I would have to say.
Right? You have to be not looking for it to see it everywhere. And you have to be looking for it if you want it to go away.
It's literally the case. That's truly one of those things. Grass is always greener. I don't understand what I'm talking about anymore.
The grass.
Before we move into conclusions, is there any thoughts? I guess a question I wanted to ask is, do you think Silent Hill would work as a series, or would you prefer to see any new content in film format?
I kind of think a limited series is the way to go. I'm going to pitch you this right here, right now. So, we center it, Silent Hill, right? We're going to do it in 8 episodes, so we're not forcing story and trying to cut corners.
Mm-hmm.
We can breathe, because the games are about 12 hours, and so, like, we need this. It's definitely going to have Jenna Ortega and Zendaya. Okay. I don't know how yet. I'll get to there when I figure out the script.
Okay.
We're going to have Anna Lily direct, because Nia DaCosta has her hands full with the Marvel Universe right now.
She's busy. And you refuse to hire Ronnie Yu. You laughed me out of the room.
I refuse. I mean, I could see a couple of other directors, like Issa Lopez, for instance, would probably like really fuck this up. I could see her doing it.
Oh yeah.
She would be like, I got your Silent Hill, bitches. And I'd be like, oh my God, the TV hid me and I knew it was the real thing. Like, I don't know how she did it. I just forgot her name. And so I'm going to let it go because I just forgot a whole person's name.
But if you give me a title, maybe I can help.
Like, I went to say it and it went away. Like, it disappeared. Like,
sometimes it goes and it's never coming back. You have to say goodbye.
Right? Like, it'll be 2 a.m. and I'll Discord you to be like, it's blah, blah. And you'll be like, why? Why?
I just, like, throw my phone in the lake. I think that sounds really good. I'd love to see a limited series with a prestige cast. And I think Anna Lily would fuck this shit up.
Yeah.
Maybe we should make it in black and white. Ooh, Silent Hill would be good in black and white.
It earns it. It earns it. Oh my God. It would make everything... Can you imagine the nurses not doing porn grounds in black and white?
Oh, we're taking out the boobs?
Like, I'm indifferent to the boobs. If Anna wants to keep them, I'm not going to, like, knock her vision. But also, I don't want them doing the porn mounts anymore because it took me out in the wrong way.
It's so weird.
You can't be scary when you're like,
yeah. And they're like crying porn, which is like, I guess all straight dude porn is girls crying for some reason. That's my impression. That's my understanding anyway.
It's not wrong. There was a documentary on Netflix called Hot Girls Want It, where Rashida Jones produced it. I had to watch it for research for my thesis play. And it ruined all porn because I'm like, it really is this one way forever. And y'all are okay with this?
Yeah. Yeah. They, we just want to watch our loved ones suffer. I think that's why we all need the lake. Right. I like that. I think that we have a good fantasy Silent Hill lined up that we're going to produce because we're Hollywood. So exactly. We can do it. We've got it. Interesting. So as we're getting into conclusions territory, I want to ask you, are we going to get to see a third Silent Hill movie based on everything we've talked about? Do you think it's going to happen?
I think that it will have a resurgence at some point. I don't know if it'll be in our lifetime. But I think that maybe 20, 30 years from now, someone's going to be like, you know what? Silent Hill was a bop. Could we do it right this time?
And they won't.
They won't. But I won't be around to see it because I don't eat vegetables. So it won't be my business.
Like, and you'll have just turned 25 too. So
right?
You'll feel energized.
I will.
I like that. Sharai, if you so would like to be found on the internet, where could people find you? What are you up to?
Ooh, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Miss Sharai. All one word, three S's. If you're like me, that's a hardship, but I did that to myself. Um,
Hmm.
and you can keep up with all my shenanigans and all my podcasts and articles there, as well as anything else I might get into.
I like that. You're just keeping it open. You never know.
I never know.
Pretty good. Well, thank you so much for coming on this new episode with me. We've got 2 in the bag.
I really love that I'm here this week because next week you're on my show because that's how our timeline
Oh
worked out,
my god, the extended universe is glitching.
right? It's the Dread CU.
Oh my god, that's pretty funny. I don't know what I'm gonna use that for, but you can count on something. If I can fit the word dread into something, it's happening. So
Like, I'm just gonna pitch an article of dread puns one day, and you're gonna say no, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
I hope that we never reach that point. Thank you so much for listening to Development Hell. If you enjoy this podcast, then please do us a major favor of leaving us 5 stars and writing a positive review. It really makes all the difference in the world. We'll see you next week with a brand new episode of Development Hell.
Thank you for listening to the Dread Podcast Network.